Most of our chapters this week in Ignite the Truth focus on Solomon and his reign as king in Jerusalem. Biblical scholars believe that Solomon was around 20 years old when he became king. He reigned for 40 years. Think about that for a moment. A young man who just began his reign, barely out of his teens, and ruled. What an extraordinary arc of leadership and influence. Many consider his kingdom to be the height of Israel's sovereignty, as his rule stretched from the Euphrates River in the north to the border of Egypt. Everyone lived in peace, with all the kingdoms paying taxes regularly to him. This was Israel at her zenith, a golden age when the nation enjoyed unprecedented prosperity, stability, and international respect. The promise God made to Abraham about his descendants becoming a great nation found their fullest expression in Solomon's reign. You can find more about the details of Solomon's exploits in chapters 4 and 9 in 1 Kings this week. Solomon controlled as far south as modern-day Elat on the shore of the Red Sea. This is the southernmost point in Israel today. As you overlook Elat, you can see parts of Saudi Arabia, Jordan, Israel, and Egypt. Standing at this strategic crossroads, you're literally looking at four nations at once. A geographic reminder of how trade, diplomacy, and power converged at this crucial port city. In biblical times, this place was known as Ezion-Geber. It's mentioned several places in Scripture. This was one of the final encampments of the Israelites during their desert wanderings before they entered the Promised Land. Imagine the Israelites camping here centuries before Solomon, gazing at these same waters, standing on the threshold of promise. Now, under Solomon, this very spot became a hub of international commerce and wealth. And notably for Solomon, it's where he built a fleet of ships. Let's read the account in 1 Kings 9, 26 and 28. King Solomon also built a fleet of ships at Ezion-Geber, which is near Elath, on the shore of the Red Sea, in the land of Edom. Then Hiram sent his servants with the fleet, seamen who knew the sea, to work with servants of Solomon. And they went to Ophir and acquired 420 talents of gold from there and brought it to King Solomon. Another major accomplishment of Solomon was to build and dedicate the first temple in Jerusalem. The gold brought back from Ophir through this port was probably used to beautify the temple. King Solomon's wisdom was legendary. Word of it spread to other kingdoms far and wide. In chapter 10, we read about the state visit of the Queen of Sheba. She couldn't believe the extravagant reports that she had heard. She came with hard questions, determined to test whether the rumors could possibly be true. Perhaps she expected to find exaggeration or disappointment. Instead, she was overwhelmed. But she found the reality of Solomon's kingdom and his wisdom to exceed them all. Sometimes God's blessings are so abundant that they surpass even the most glowing reports. The Queen of Sheba discovered that firsthand. When Solomon ascended the throne, again around 20 years of age, he already showed signs of wisdom. In chapter 3, he sought God humbly and asked for an understanding mind in order to govern such a vast kingdom. What remarkable humility and clarity of vision for someone so young. Rather than asking for long life, riches, or victory over his enemies, Solomon recognized his greatest need, wisdom, to lead God's people well. God was pleased with Solomon's request and granted him more wisdom than anyone who has ever lived before or since. God also granted him what he didn't ask for, namely wealth and great honor. Here's a principle we see throughout Scripture. When we seek first God's kingdom and his righteousness, other blessings follow. Solomon prioritized wisdom, and God added everything else. As believers, most of us value the Proverbs of Solomon and may even have a favorite. My wife and I decided to make Proverbs 3, 5, and 6 our family verse Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge Him, and He will direct your paths. This week, as you read about the life and reign of King Solomon, I challenge you to take a fresh look at his wise proverbs. Find one that applies to your current life circumstances and commit it to memory. Then seek an opportunity to naturally share your proverb in conversation with at least 3 people. You'll be blessed by committing the word to memory, and others will be encouraged to consider God's instruction.
If this teaching blessed you, help us pass the blessing on. Ignite the Truth is brought to life through the generous support of Christians around the world. Partner with us, share it widely, and get ready. Another teaching from Israel is coming your way next week.